Hey guys, SuperaTom here, wishing everyone a super day. The Lantern Ride is finally out. We now have access to Theater Mechanicus event. I just tried it out and it's super fun, feels better than Plants vs Zombie in my opinion. And here's going to be my quick overview in terms of everything you need to know in order to crush this event. So without further ado, let's hop right in. So in order to unlock this, you have to complete the quest Origin of Lantern, where you have access to the first xiao lantern. It's really easy, so I'm sure you won't miss this out. To join the event, you need one xiao lantern, so make sure you've got that in your pocket. And just bear in mind that even if you finish the stage or you just basically exit the stage in the middle of the fight, then you still lose one xiao lantern, so just bear that in mind. First look, once you're in the stage, you see which type of monsters that you will be fighting in that phase. This will help you plan out which type of Mechanicus to construct. Next is how the stage will look. The two purple swirl will be where the monsters is going to come out, and the objective that you have is not to get those monsters walk all the way to the blue swirl at the back. Different map will have different layouts, so a good overview before you hit the fight is going to be crucial, like this map for example. There's going to be a hole in the middle where you can strategically push monsters into that, which can be handy, especially if you got Jean, just like how I'm doing here. Then you come to the type of Beneficus Mechanicus that deals damage in their respective element. The color are pretty self-explanatory in my opinion. Blue is Hydro, red is Pyro, and Cryo, and then Electro. Now, that's why it's called a recovery mechanicus. What this does is that whenever monsters are killed inside the area of its AoE, you get more Beneficus points, which are going to be the points for you to construct your mechanicus. How you construct is very simple. You just basically go up to one of these squares and choose what you want to set. Now, how you want to choose which one to construct will vary between what type of monsters there are in this domain as well as the party member you're bringing. What I recommend you to build your team around is having one Cryo and Hydro combination, because this is going to give you a huge advantage in terms of freezing the enemies in place. And you want that in your team because like literally freezing is broken in my opinion. If you're not utilizing that, like not just in this domain, but especially in the outside world of Genshin, like if you're not utilizing this, then you're not playing Genshin to its best. And then the next party member would be Pyro, because Pyro and Hydro combination can't break the shield of Ice Mage and Hurley tropes. So Pyro is going to be necessary to help you out. And the last member can be a character you see fit in your current team. For me, I just use Jean because her skill is basically just picking up small monsters and push them off the edge, which is going to be super handy at some point. Now my current teams are all 5-star character. I know that not everyone can have access to them, so for free-to-play players, you can use this combination instead, which is using Chongyun or any kind of Cryo character you've got. If you don't have Chongyun, obviously Kaya is going to be switching his place. Barbara, I'm sure most people have Barbara. I don't know how you get to this point without Barbara as your healer, so that's going to be your Hydro and Cryo combination. Now for Pyro, I'm sure most of you've got Xiangling, so use her. She is one of the best Pyro supports for free-to-play players. And then on this last slot is choose someone that you like. Now I'm just going to slot in Bennett just for further Pyro support, and so that should be good for free-to-play players. Before each match, you have 1 minute to set up the Mechanicus. On your left hand side, you see the amount of Beneficus points you've got access to. This is like, you know, money you've got to build the machine. Every monster you defeat, you gain more of this. The best way for you to set up the Mechanicus will have to be on you to test out according to your team, but with the team I showed you, you'll be relying on freeze to stop the monster in its track. So how I set up will be, let's say 2 Hydro on the top and 1 Cryo in the middle, because currently I'm using Ganyu, so I don't need more than 1 Pyro Machine. And then for this stage, for example, I just set 2 more Pyro Machine at the back, just so that in case there are any ice element monster later on, I can deal with that. As you can see here, I didn't build Pyro during my first run, so it was really hard for me to deal with ice monsters. Also, I'd say you don't have to set up the recovery MK at the beginning because normally you get more than enough Beneficus point at the end of the round, so you know, better use that for other slots for other machines. Once you've beat the round, you get access to the Mystic Art bonus screen. So basically, you get to choose to upgrade more bonuses to your machines. Now, what you want to keep in mind is that the first upgrade option will give you the best bonus, but come at a cost called the fickle effect. This basically can sometimes give you bad luck. Like I've seen someone got into an effect by not gaining any Beneficus point when beating monster the next round. That's really bad because you will not have any more points to build machines in the round after that. So what I suggest you to go with are one of the options down below. They are actually still super good stat boosts. So there you go. Remember, you only have like 30 seconds to choose this, so basically pick wisely and choose it fast. After you've completed all the phase, you earn an amount of Beneficus points so that you can further upgrade your Mechanicus. For me, I'd highly recommend you level up the Water Mechanicus as soon as you can, as that deals a ton of damage and also allows you to freeze enemy in the way with Cryo, so I don't know why you wouldn't want to upgrade that. There's also will be a set of challenge in the event for you to complete. Once you complete each challenge, you will gain the Peace Talisman to exchange for other rewards, especially the Stand By Me event where you get to choose one of the 4-star characters that you have been missing out. Now, after each stage you've completed, you have access to higher difficulty, which gives you a score multiplier for more rewards at the end of the stage. Higher difficulty obviously means harder to defeat monsters, so you have to plan out your strategy carefully. So that's everything you have to know about the event. Now I'll cover some of the mistakes that you want to avoid because I'm sure everyone is going to come across this at some point. Okay? 1. Not having a different variety of elements in your team and Mechanicus setup. Ideally, as I was saying, you want Cryo, Hydro and Pyro in your set. That will do you well across the current 2 stages that have been unlocked until now. Bear in mind that your character will only have access to their elemental skill, not burst. So don't take any character that actually relies on elemental burst too much. 2 is not understanding the layout of the domain you're fighting in to plan how you construct your Mechanicus. Take a look at the stage 2 for example. There are 2 separate paths for the monster to come in from. If you place all your Mechanicus at the first point, like the first stage that how you've been doing, then all the monster that comes from the other gate will for sure escape. Number 3. Placing Pyro Machine too close to the Hydro and Cryo. I know this might not make sense right now, but if you think about it, Hydro and Cryo freeze the enemy when Pyro actually unfreeze them, making the freeze time next to none, right? So you want to separate these from each other unless you want to deal like damage from other type of combination elements, then I don't really have any comments on that. Number 4. Neglecting upgrading your Mechanicus at the end of the stage, because sometimes people just kind of forget. I don't know why you want to forget, because that's basically giving you a huge boost for you to kill monster faster, so this is going to be a very crucial step for every single time you make that level up in stage, so you don't want to waste your xiao lantern. So those are everything you need to know and mistakes to avoid in this new Theater Mechanicus event. I think it's super fun event and just brings some fresh feels to the game. Let me know down in the comment below what you think about this event too. Alright, if you found the video helpful and love Genshin Impact, be sure to subscribe to my channel as I post daily content, bringing you guys super information and latest update about the game. I just love Genshin Impact and play it every single day. With that, this is Tom wishing everyone a super day.